Alright, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Here for our next war recap. I'm just gonna check in to see what the guys are doing. Uh, Looks like they were worried about saying hi. Alright, well, this last war was a pretty dominating war. I'm gonna get into it. It was our 48th win, and it was versus Phoenix. You can kind of tell here just off of the uh destruction percentage how much of a dominating war it was for us. Um, so let's take a look at it. Um, I'm not even gonna show really what they did because, as you can tell here, they only attacked our top five one time, and it was their number one guy on our two. He was a Town Hall 10, coming down to hit a Town Hall 9, and that was it. I mean, based on our top seven guys, they got 2 stars. So that's partly our good base designs. That's partly because we don't rush any of our bases, and it's partly because they just had a different strategy of how to attack us, and it didn't pan out very well. But I'm gonna show you guys what happened here. I'm gonna show Clan Hunter's attack on the one. It's another 2 star on Town Hall 10 from Hunter. As you guys probably saw in the last video, he's doing this with regularity. Um, Sorry guys, I got a bit of a cough, so uh, bear with me if I clear my throat or you hear a cough every now and then. But anyway, as you can tell, this guy's a pretty much a brand new Town Hall 10. He's got one Inferno, it's right here, and then he's got that extra cannon out there. But this is a base that's been popping up a lot. I think it was Gotti HH has a video on how to 3-star it, and the method is surgical goho. Um, Now that would work in this case, I think, as well, if you were to get the surgical goho going, but it's kind of funky with this Inferno Tower, and this base is designed to where it has the big bombs here, 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 and Teslas in this little moat. So all the big bombs are in this little moat section, this right here. Then you got Teslas. Maybe he has a different variation where he has a Tesla here, and maybe a Tesla here, here, and here, and he has the big bombs somewhere here, here, here. Either way, though, if you notice, what's bad about this space is that all the single target defenses are just right here and extremely accessible to hogs. If you were to bring in, a kill squad from this side here, take out this section of the base where you get the queen down and you get the trips on probably 3 of the big bombs, and you're only dealing with 1 on this side. I mean, you come in this side right here, and you just start bringing in your hogs from here in a clockwise motion, and this base is going to get wrecked. There's really not much to it. So looks like I'm having some issues with my Wi-Fi. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to sign out really quick and fix that problem, and I will be right back. Alright guys, looks like our internet's back now. So what's going on? Wi-Fi giving a shout out for his mom for the breakfast. Too bad he didn't invite us. It's kind of messed up. He had breakfast and didn't invite us over. Oh well. Anyway, let me get back into this. So I was going over the scout on this number 1. Um, so if you just start sprinkling hogs in, 3 on each single target defense, once with giants as a mini tank, once they take out those defenses on this outer layer, there is nothing in the core stopping the hogs from just overrunning the space. Literally, I mean, you take a look at this, and there's nothing on this inside the base except for these expos, which you can just drop a heal right in the core to stop hogs. I attacked this base once and I spammed two, or I fat fingered 2 spells. I fat fingered my jump over right here. I was coming in with the 2 golem, a shattered goho. I was coming in right here and right here, trying to take out this section of the base and that queen, as well as the CC. And guys, I still got the 3-star, and I spam or fat fingered 2 spells. I fat fingered my jump spell here, and it ended up being that I had to drop one of my heals over this section of troops here so that I could break through and get that queen. And then I started my hog deployment, just like so, working my way around, and I fat fingered one of the heal spells over here too. So the only heal spell that I had over my hogs was one right here, and it was the only one that was well placed, and I got the big bomb I covered my hogs with the big bomb here, and with the witches and my kill squad moving in this way, they triggered 3 of the big bombs down here, and just because of the hog deployment, they ran through this base just like butter. It was such an overkill. I probably had over 20 hogs left, and that was me fat fingering two spells. Um, but this is down hall 10. It's always a little trickier. So Hunter, he brings. I'm gonna show you guys the attack. He brings kind of a gowipe, with a few witches, and he brings the quad quake because he wants to get into that core right there. And you're gonna see him attack this side of the base, just like this side right here, just like we've kind of seen. You always want to pick a side whenever you're coming in with these types of attacks. And the one critique I would say here is that he had a big group of wizards right here, and if you notice, they're not getting tanked by any golems on this side, and he loses about 8 to 10 wizards right there. Now I think that if he had, instead of bringing the other golem here, if he had dropped the 3 golems this way, he would have been tanking for those wizards, and all this section of the base would have gone down, and this section of the base still would have gone down. Because look at how many troops he still has going up. He lost all those wizards, and he still got all this running around the base. So I think if he'd have just dropped them this way and focused on one side instead of kind of flanking it into this middle section, he'd have saved those wizards, and those wizards would have really put in some work on this base, and it might have been a 3. I'm not saying that it definitely would have, but it might have, because as you can see, you got the P.E.K.K.A kind of taking a walk right here, but with the queen behind it, it's almost kind of like a queen walk because you got a tank for it. And see, she takes that down, and now you got golems in the core, you got your queen walking around. But think about what would have happened if this section of the base would have been down. Those golems wouldn't have been taking fire at all right now, and who knows where they redirect. Maybe they go further in here, and this whole time they're tanking for the queen, and then the queen just kind of works her way through. Either way, we saw Hunter do a great job taking the space down for 2 stars and getting those 2 that we really need high up. Those are always really beneficial whenever we can get 2 stars up high like that. Alright, next attack I'm going to show is Matt. I'm sorry guys, excuse me. Matt. This is one of these like anti-hog kind of really spaced out white flag type of bases. Anytime you see this, uh, witches tend to be the go-to troop for this. So you're going to watch. Matt brings a gowiwi. Um, you have a big core section here. That's where all the splash damage is. All the splash. Look at that. All the splash damage is in the core. So if he can just get his witches and everything to survive that core section, it's basically GG, because you're gonna have so many skellies running around, or Larrys, whatever you guys want to call them. So many Larrys just running around that they're not going to. The single target defenses that you have are not going to be able to keep up, because you'll just be respawning skeletons faster than they can attack and kill them. Now the one critique I'll have here on Matt, and I mean it's a 3-star, so it's hard to nitpick, but he kind of left this golem right here without any backup, and it was just getting hammered by the queen and by the king. He was able to take out the king here, but the queen was just putting in work on that golem, so he kind of loses a lot of the troops, or his golem on that side, which is a lot of tanking. I think maybe if he'd have just stuck with them on this side, like this, 1, 2, 3, and left the queen for after the core kill, he'd have kept even more troops and even more wizards alive, I think. But you're gonna see right here, he's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 witches, a golem, and pretty much a full health archer queen, and he's got 1, 2, 3 point defenses, now 2 left in the base, and with that many witches and an archer queen and a golem tanking, you're gonna see the golem just beat on a wall right here. But that's kind of predictable. You can kind of tell the 2 single target defenses are right here. Him working his way around doesn't really make sense. But either way, he's got the witches working here. And with this many, and he also has a couple of back-end wizards. One of the things about Gowiwi or any attack that you always want to do is save a few wizards or a few troops for the back end, just so that you can target those final defenses or final buildings to bring home the 3-star. So as you can tell, Matt brought home 3. He's a beast. He's really good with the Gowiwi stuff. Sorry guys, I'm taking a look at they're talking about Wi-Fi's. Mom's cooking. Looks like she is a PB&J aficionado. Alright, let's take a look at another attack here. We got Jose. Alright, I'm gonna get Jose on the channel here. Take a look at this base. Alright. This is a perfect example of how not to build a base. You have, I mean, look at this. If you quad quake right over this town hall, you pretty much access all the base. I mean, take a look at it. Quake can extend about 7 tiles, so you're talking about from here to here. So look at every section that's gonna get opened up. You'd open up this section, this section, this section, this section, this section, this section. You might not open up that section, but if you just come in through this side, well then that section's you're not even gonna need to worry about. So the only defenses outside of that core that's not connected would be your expo, an archer tower, and an archer tower. So whenever you guys see something like that, utilize the quake, guys. A jump spell doesn't quite extend that far, and normally quad quake isn't something that is highly recommended at Town Hall 9s for 3-star attacks. But you know, every base has a weakness, every base lends itself to something different, and you guys just got to look for the weakness in the base and establish what's best. In this case, accessing every section of the base, right? Just about every section of the base for essentially 2 normal spell space, it's extremely valuable. So we're gonna get. So that was the talk, and we're gonna get into the replay. That was the talk we had with Jose before he attacked this space. We looked at hogging it, but there was just way too much value in that quad quake. I'm gonna get going with the raid. You're gonna see it's over before it starts at this juncture. He's just gonna bring a hog, get the CC pool. Um, it's a 25 space, so he sees the drag, wizard, and archer. He's gonna drop an archer down here to anchor, and then you're gonna see him drop the poison right on that drag and that wizard. And this new poison buff, I mentioned it in one of the other videos. It makes things so much easier on the CC kill. I mean, look at that. He didn't even have to really drop many um, tanks in front of the wizards, and he takes that down so fast. So you're gonna see him here, drops down a couple of wall breakers and a golem. He's gonna drop down a second golem. And see, here's the other thing about this space is you don't even have that many buildings here to create a walk or to do any of the things that you would want for an anti-gowipe type of base. I mean, it's just a really poorly built base, and it's rushed. And when you have that combination, it's basically over before it starts. I mean, you can tell here. He's already worked his way through half of the defenses here, and he's still got 2 golems up. He's still got 2 P.E.K.K.A.s up, and he's still got a P.E.K.K.A. and a Barb King here, kind of wrapping around the base, working on cleanup. Um, and look at his golems are just tanking. His P.E.K.K.A.s probably are almost at full health here. Um, He's got Archer Queen backing those up, taking out the defenses. Yeah, look at that. His P.E.K.K.A.s are barely getting hit now. I mean, they're starting to lose some life, but I mean, take a look up here. Oh, he lost a lot of wizards right there to a big bomb. But again, this is one of those things. If you save a couple of wizards or a few troops for that back end, uh, sometimes those big bombs that would have taken out maybe 8 or 9, maybe they only take out 4 or 5, and you still have 2, 3 wizards. So now that he has that, he's got still 3 P.E.K.K.A.s up, his Barb King, his Archer Queen, and 3 wizards with a couple of Golemites. I mean, it was complete overkill, and that was all due to base design. So next attack I'm gonna show you, I think, is Wi-Fi's. Yes, Wi-Fi. He's bringing in a surgical goho on a Town Hall 9, and it looked like they maxed out Town Hall 8 in terms of defenses, but the walls are real preemie. They're Town Hall what, 6? Yeah, they're not even Town Hall 7 defenses. A lot of these guys, you'll see a common theme. A lot of them were rushed. And that's the thing, guys. Whenever you guys rush, if you are a war focused type of clan, you are hurting your clan. Anytime you rush, you are hurting your clan. So let that be a lesson. Don't rush. Take your time. Be patient. Max things out, and you'll see it reflect in war results. So let's take a look at this base. Anytime you're looking at a goho, you're looking at 3 things. You're looking at the CC. How can you lure? And you can tell it's a pretty easy lure. You can lure from this northwest side. And you're looking at the Archer Queen. Archer Queen is pretty exposed, as you can tell. You just need to break into one wall, one section of wall, and you're there on the Archer Queen. And then you're looking at where are big bomb locations. Um, my guess was when I looked at this base is that they probably had something like a big bomb here, here, and then maybe a double set in the core somewhere, kind of mixed in with these Teslas. Um, but I just didn't see any spots where double big bombs would have been a big problem. And if you can get a good push, you're probably gonna set off a few of them. Sorry guys, excuse me. Um, so um, that's exactly what happens in this case. You're gonna see actually, I think all the big bombs are in the core. So he Wi-Fi when he was talking about this, he basically said, "I'm gonna take in on this section of the base one golem, don't CB goho." And if any of you guys don't know, cold-blooded stands for one golem, shattered 2, and stoned is 3. Well, in this section with a pretty exposed queen, only a level 3, and you don't have a whole lot of point defenses here, trying to take on this section of the base. One golem with a couple witches behind it, plenty, plenty to take out the CC and this Archer Queen. And then he's gonna start just coming in surgically with giant hogs, giant hogs, giant hogs, and you're gonna see he just overruns the base. So I'm gonna get going on the attack. I'm gonna see a hog up here on that northwest side, just like I called. Alright, and he's gonna anchor over here. Kind of wasted an archer right there, no worries. The anchor on this side. And this is something that I mentioned in the last video. With this new poison spell and with the new AI of your troops locking on to enemy troops faster, you can almost get your golem going quicker. And as long as you got a couple wizards behind it, and then you do something even better, you drop a rage like this, you're gonna see a little bit of a wall breaker fail. But if you drop a rage right there, they take out that dragon lickety split. It's super fast. That dragon goes down almost immediately. So he's got the queen down. He's got the CC down. Time to start the hog. He's gonna start this way, work his way clockwise. And these giants, you just get tons of value out of these giants whenever you can bring them in surgically like that. They just sit there and take the brunt of the load for that initial portion of the raid, and there's nothing else. If you have your point defenses on the outside like that, there's nothing else behind them that can really hurt the hogs, and they just work their way through. And as you can tell, you got 2 big sets. You had a little bit of bacon going on right there, but he saved about 3 or 4 hogs for this backside, and they somewhat tanked while his other hogs moved in. And with that, he had tons of hogs now left to run around, and you're gonna see hogs are the best cleanup troops in the game. They hop walls, they do quite a bit of damage. They can avoid spring traps a lot of times, as you can see. Sometimes they'll hit them, sometimes they won't, but he gets a nice hog split. He's got a few skellies working on some things down here, but hogs are just, like I said, the best cleanup troop in the game. And with that kind of split and this many hogs, it's GG. So I'm just going to speed it up here. It's just cleanup, guys. And good job to Wi-Fi. I think this is the 3rd war in a row that Wi-Fi has brought either a goho. I believe it has been a goho, where he has 3-starred his opponent. No, I'm wrong. On the last war, Wi-Fi tried something a little bit different. He brought in a cold-blooded go drag. So, uh, and he was close. He had a sweeper that kind of just sat there and ruined his raid. But um, hey, that's how things go. All right, we're gonna take a look at Jinx again here. I think you saw Jinx in the last war, but Jinx brings a gowipe here. All right, he's gonna start on this side of the base. Um, you kind of see this kind of two diamond style of base quite frequently, and when you get that two diamond style of base, anything that's kind of tight like that, um, you can a lot of times you can use a go wipe and get the three. Um, you're gonna see here he uses his heal spells early, but they were warranted in that stage. He really wanted to keep his golems alive and really wanted to just make this initial push of the raid um, go really smoothly. And with that, he then can tank longer for his wizards. And you're gonna see his wizards stay alive for a very long time. And if you can keep your wizards alive like that, um, in a go wipe, you're going to be very successful because even though the P.E.K.K.A.s are meant to be the high damage producing type of troops, the more wizards you can keep alive, the faster you take point defenses out, which then keeps P.E.K.K.A.s alive, and in turn it's kind of a domino effect uh, of the raid. And see, as you can tell, he just kept those wizards alive so long that his Barb King, his P.E.K.K.A.s, they didn't take a whole lot of damage up until right now, and he's still got two P.E.K.K.A.s left and one point defense now. So when that's the case, you're going to end up with 3 stars more times than not on a go wipe. So at this point, there's an air defense. There's nothing else left in the base, just those buildings. So I'm just gonna go ahead and speed this up, because these guys take it out, and it's 3 stars for Jinx. Way to go, Jinx! All right, let's see. See what we got another. This is all right. So this is Sir Kick. I mentioned Sir Kick in one of the other videos. Sir Kick's been doing some fun things with giants and hogs. And what he's done now over the last week or so is he's gone to an HGH style of raid, which is hogs, giants, healers, and you can tell um, the reason that he's electing for the Giants over, say, a Golem, is he wants his Giants to be able to work a little bit through the base, kind of push a little further than, say, a Golem would. Because at Town Hall 8, you can see sometimes where a Golem gets a little stuck, doesn't make its way through the base, and it takes up 30 space. So, it may not be the most efficient use of troops. Me personally, I like the Golem. I think that if you can use the Golem and uh, eliminate some of the single target defenses that would create pathing for your hogs, that's a huge bonus. Um, However, Sir Kick is doing this with giants, with a healer backing it up, and wizards backing it up, and he's trying to get through more of the base, and then he kind of cuts down a little bit on his hogs, and it's equally effective. Equally effective. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of give you a quick scout of the base. Looks like there's probably, I'm gonna guess there's probably a big bomb here. Tesla, big bomb. Big Bomb Tesla. That's going to be my analysis of the base. Let's go ahead and see if I'm right. I'm going to get going. Alright, you're going to see the CC pull down here. Oh, Tesla Big Bomb. Oh, it's just once. I was one tile off. However, that was the case. You're going to see him. He's going to anchor down here. And the reason that he's electing to anchor down here, and I'll tell you why here. Look at all the point defenses in this bottom section. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 point defenses. So if you can just get this out and use your kill squad to take out this bottom section, there's not a whole lot of point defenses left throughout the base to take out these hogs. And you're going to see that's exactly what ends up happening. He takes out that section of the base with his kill squad, and then his hogs, he brings in hogs on this side so that his kill squad stays alive a little longer. And with that, his hogs have a nice kind of crescent shaped path and not a whole lot of point defenses to deal with. So now he's got hogs running all over the base, and very nice heal spell there. Very nice. We had that heal spell waiting on him, and so there's not a whole lot of point defenses, and he's got tons of hogs. Wow. Sometimes the Barb King will chase all over the base, and then all of a sudden just turn around. And then sometimes you'll never see the Barb King even think about chasing. I've seen it happen a couple times where he just runs away, which I'm going to say one of the guys mentioned, hey, that's pretty realistic. If you saw a bunch of guys with hammers on hogs coming at you, you'd probably duck and run and turn away too. So, yeah, this is just cleanup now. I'm going to speed this up because this space is done. He has tons of wizards, tons of hogs, and still tons of time left. Alright. Let's see who else. Jose, this is on our cleanup. Oh, Destroyer. Okay, so Destroyer came into our clan quite a few wars ago. Maybe like 8 or so. And one of the techniques that he's picked up since we've been here is the Dragoon. And ever since he's picked it up now, it's something that he's been executing pretty well. So you're going to see here, he's going to drop drag in the corner, and then he brings the Barb King here, kind of gets a CC pull, and then he's going to start bringing in the drags. And he does a well-placed rage right over the CC. Really eliminates the CC max level drag, doing some damage. But look, this is what you want whenever you're bringing a Dragloon or all drags attack. You want your drags working in a line through the base. So with those drags in the corner and funneling, that Barb King bringing it out, he gets really good movement with his drags. Now one thing is he dropped a rage right here. I thought it was a little late. I thought he could have dropped it sooner, taken down that air defense, and then that would have made less damage to his drags. But you know, it's a 3-star, and that's all we're really expecting. Same thing right here. I think he could have dropped a rage much quicker right here and taken down that air defense, and he wouldn't have lost the drag like he did. He probably would have only lost maybe one of those drags, and so he would have had an extra 2 drags here for cleanup, but that's just being nitpicky again because he brings home the 3-star. As you can tell, there's only one Tesla here that can hurt him, and with a max drag and 2 level 2s, and that's a level 1 Tesla, yeah, this is not going to affect him at all. And I'm just going to speed this up because it's basically cleanup. Good job, Destroyer. Alright, guys, I think that's it for the war here versus Phoenix. GG to them. However, we were more organized, better strategies, and non-rush bases. I can't emphasize that enough to you guys. Don't rush your bases. Um, max them out. Make sure that you really focus on defenses, walls, everything. Everything plays a vital part, and in this game when it comes to clan wars. So with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and we'll see you guys next time.